Okay, we are taking a look at section 6.6 in Geospatial Lab application 6.1, starting on page 221. In this section we're creating buffers. Specifically, we're going to figure out how many fire stations are within 1 mile of a hospital. So to get started, it tells us at the very bottom of 221, and create a buffer, turning over to 222. From the vector pull-down menu, select Geoprocessing Tools. And then we want our fixed distance buffer, which now it's just called the buffer tool. In number 2 on page 222, we'll start with 1 mile of hospital around, 1 mile buffer around the hospitals of California. So over the input layer, choose hospitals, input layer, hospitals, distance type, we're going to type that in here. Type in 1609.34. Value is the number of meters equal to 1 mile. Because your hospital data are being measured in meters, QGIS will use this for the buffer's units of measurement. Set the segments option to 30. This is a measure of how smooth the buffer will be or how blocky it'll be. Place a check mark next to the box Dissolve Buffer Results. Dissolve Results. Under the option for buffer, click the button with 3 dots. Then choose the option Save to File. Save it to your QGIS Chapter 6 folder, wherever you're saving your data. And I am going to name it, I already have hospital buffer 1 mile. I'm going to call this number 2 as a dot shape and save it. Yep, so we can see that file name there. Place a check mark in the box next to Open Output File after running. I don't know if you still need to do that, but let's see. Yep, there it is. Open Output File after running algorithm. And then we're going to go ahead and click Run. This is step number 8 now. Clicking Run. After the process runs, a new layer called Buffer will be added to the Layers panel, which we can see there. Ours is called Buffered. Zoom in on some hospitals. Let's go look at some hospitals in San Diego. So as we zoom in on our hospitals, we can see we have a 1 mile buffer drawn around them that have been created. Number 10. Next, QGIS allows you to select features based on their proximity to other features. For instance, you can find out how many fire stations are within that 1 mile buffer. So we are going to create a new selection of these fire stations. So to do this, I'm on page 223, the top of 223. Select the vector pull-down menu. Choose the research tools and select by location. So we get our select by location window, and it says layer to select from. The book says layer to select from. It now says select features from. So we want to select features from fire stations. And then for the additional layer, the intersection layer, you're going to choose buffer. This is a layer whose shape you want to do the selecting. So we have our buffered shape here. Under the geometric predicate, it is looking for we want to use the within, or R within. And then for number 14, change the precision to 1. I don't know if we have, let's see, if we have a precision option anymore. Doesn't look like we do, so we don't have to worry about that. For modify current selection by creating a new selection, which we have set already, and then when all the settings are ready, click Run. And then it says when your settings are ready, click Run. When the process is done, number 17. When the process is done, zoom in closely on some of your buffered areas. you'll see that any fire stations that are within a 1 mile buffer around a hospital are now shown in yellow. So let's move our fire stations up above our buffered layer so we can actually see them. So I just moved it in the layers pane here because it was below. Now we can see, I just moved it above the buffer, we can see those in yellow that are selected by QGIS. Open the fire station's attribute table and choose from the pull down menu at the bottom of the attribute table. Choose Show Selected Features. Only the records that correspond to fire stations within the 1 mile buffer will be shown in the attribute table. You can see how many are there to answer question 6.12 on page 224. So now on page 224, number 18, next you'll want to clear the selected features so that no fire stations are selected by clicking on the Deselect All button in the fire station's attribute table. So if you hover over it, you'll see it there. And we can see now that we don't have any selected fire stations anymore. And we can close our attribute table like it says in number 19. At this point, if you're satisfied with your answers in progress, you can delete both intersection layers and the buffer layer from the layers panel if we wanted to. So that's going through step 6.6. Hopefully that clears some things up. Okay. Hang on.